Ready the Armada. We will use the old ways.
What's up, everybody? What's happening? It's the crossover without the ham sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this has been a very long ass weekend for me. I'm too old for this. Ended it off with a long and plentiful of drink fight night last night. And now I am feeling all of the repercussions of this long ass weekend. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It comes to the realization that I'm still alive, but I'm old as hell. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Just can't do it, Jack. Just can't do it. But anyway, what's happening, everybody, man? Ham Solo is on hiatus right now. It's really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are running late. It's just me running late. I was over here trying to look at some stuff. I haven't really been paying attention to what's going on in the gaming stuff or anything. Like Sunday was last night was the first time that I kind of got into everything because I did fight night. I had fight night Sunday and played Samurai Showdown and then attempted to try to play some Street Fighter 6. But at that point I was toasted and then started telling stories with Yobi and Don and that was all over. So, but that was on Twitch. So yeah, you want to check that out. Me getting on my rant about the Marvel vs. Capcom thing or whatever. Go check that out. But anyway, welcome for anybody that's here, man. Go share this out. Let us know that we're live. Julie said, Ham left his he left me solo tonight. Today. Yep, he did this afternoon. But it's all good. He said he's going to be gone for a little while. So. You know what I'm saying? So like, but you know what? I told him, I said, eventually it's going to hit you. I said, you doing all this damn work and it's going to eventually catch up with you and it's going to hit you hard. And so, yeah, take the hiatus, get well, brother. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, do all that. But yeah, everything is all good, of course. And like I said, as for me, I'm too damn old to be hitting the clubs and the streets. And okay, so before I get into the topics or whatever, I just got to explain. Okay, so it was our reunion. I do feel old on this. My 30-year reunion for the class of '94, and met up. It was really cool to meet up with a lot of the classmates. You know what I'm saying? Started Friday night. That's why I didn't do GRG, and then Saturday. We linked up, and then Sunday we were supposed to, they had another little bit. I didn't go to that. I was trying to recover after Friday and Saturday. And so, because I didn't get home till Sunday morning. Like, that's how, like, we kicked it. We went out to the club, and then like old folk, we went gambling. So, and I'm not a gambler like that, and so let me tell you this quick story, man. I go up here gambling is whatever, right? So, but they wanted to, so I went there. So we go gambling, and so I'm over here, and so like they give me gas money because I'm driving. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm getting about $40, right? So they give me the $40, and I'm like, all right. So I'm going at the penny machine. I win $200 right off the penny machine, right? Like I'm like, all right, cool, right? I got you. So then I go up here and I talk to the one of the reception ladies or whatever, and she's saying, so since you knew or whatever, I would recommend you trying that, right? This she was talking about one of these new fancy looking machines. So I got on that, man. I got up on like $400. So we're talking about I got like $600 on me right now. I'm winning off of $40, right? So my homeboy mad because he spent like $1,000. And he's over here mad at me because I'm over here hitting. And bro, let me tell you something. And I'm not compulsive like this. I don't know what hit me. And maybe it was because I had a few drinks, you know what I'm saying, at the casino or whatever. But I was over here figuring out the algorithm of how the thing was working because it was working for me. That's why I got up like $414, right? So just on that machine, on top of I had that other $200 that I won. So I was like, okay, all right. And then there was this cool ass watch because I was thinking in my mind, I said, oh man, I want that. It was a Citizen's watch. I'm sorry, it was a Versace's watch. And so I was like, oh my God, it had the black band, it had the green, silver. Oh man, it was so clean. And I was like, and it was more affordable than I thought it was going to be. So I was like, man, with this money, I could go ahead and get this watch. But anyway, I started looking, and when I looked at the jackpot, it said $58,000, right? And I'm like, all I got to do is hit one of these crystals. And I'm in like Flynn. I'm going to at least walk out of here with $4,000 or more because that's where the lowest jackpot was, and the highest was 58,000, right? And I was like, and I kept missing it, so I was hitting the max bet on it. Like I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. And next thing you know, I look at myself. My homeboy comes back, and I'm not even thinking. I'm just trying to get that last crystal, and he's like, bro, wasn't you at 400 and when you went at 400 and some dollars? I said, yeah. He says, damn, bro. And I look and I'm like at 112 because I'm hitting max bet and I'm trying to get that crystal, right? I just lose it. And so, long story short, I spent it all. So I know what I've been sick about it ever since. I came out with $40 coming out of there with almost like at least $580, right? You know what I'm saying? And so because I probably would have, I should have, and I normally would just cash out and then I'm done because I'm not like a compulsive gambler like that. But I wanted to hit that jackpot. Only thing I thought about was seeing if I could come out with $4,000 or more. And next thing I spent it all of it, man. I've been sick about it ever since, man. So anyway, I didn't get home until 7 o'clock in the morning or whatever. You know what I'm saying? From that, been just mad about it, went to sleep mad about it, woke up mad about it. So anyway, man, it was just it was a bad deal. But but it was a good time. Good time seeing my old classmates and stuff like that. And surprisingly, you know what I'm saying, it was only just a few of us that looked old. Like, you know what I'm saying, everybody looked young and happy. I can tell you this though, everybody's a goddamn drunk. That's for sure. So anyway, and then so my last part of it is I went to the club, right? You know, and I've gone to the club a few times or whatever, like not as much as I used to when I was younger, when I tell y'all them stories, especially with the pants off, dance off era. Yes, DJ Berto. But man, I tell you, I talk this to go because my homeboy was he came from Atlanta and he had his hotel in Bricktown, so it was right across from this real hot club. It's youngsters or whatever, but I was like, I never been in there. One of the receptionists or dancers or whatever, she works there. So I was like, well, maybe I'll sit there and get hooked up with some drinks or something like that, because she's always asked me. And then there's also a homeboy that likes kind of co-own it, that always been asking me to come out that way. So I was like, all right, let's try it out, right? But we get in there, bro, it is so different. It is so different. Like, I'm looking in here, like, back when I was clubbing, like, you know what I'm saying, it was the dudes being aggressive. The women are so aggressive and these dudes are so passive. And I understand it's not all guys, but it just, the difference of just the levels of stuff. Like, these dudes, it's all pressed up on us. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a sense, I'm not talking about they trying to holler. They're like trying to avoid the women and give them space. So they just all kind of, it was just weird. Like, that whole vibe was just strange, man. And then I seen the dance of goddamn Panda. And then I knew right there, I said, okay, yeah, this shit is different for me. Like, I mean, I'm cool if I was in Japan or Tokyo or something like that and seeing dancing pandas, but not here in Oklahoma where I'm seeing dancing panda and shit out here, and it just wild. It was just wild. It was just wild. The music was dope for sure, but and like, you know, saying, you know, a lot of beautiful women out there. Like, I'm just saying, like, man, this era is just so different, and we all felt really old at that point, and I was just like, well, you know what? So we stayed there, kicked it, and then after that, that's we went and got us some street tacos, and then went ahead and get gambling. But anyway, man, it was a good time. It was a good time. I did get hit on though, so I felt good about that. The old man still got it. You know what I'm saying? There was these nice looking black girls that came up, and I parked right next to them. And anyway, and so they, you know, they came up and they was like, I'm like, what? But see, and I said I was happily married, so therefore that lets you know that I have matured. So DJ Berto Das, there was no pants off dance off for me for any strange. My days is over. Like I say, I'm definitely living through y'all, but I had a really good time. But I could tell you, I am feeling every bit of it. And I'm back on now my coffee and my goddamn water. And that's what's going on for the rest of the remainder of the week. So anyway, man. So yeah, but yeah, I can't wait to tell him and them some more stories about what all happened. But it was real fun for sure. But all right, man, let's get to it. Let's talk about this stuff. Let me go ahead and get this out the way, because I was really expressive about it last night. About how I felt about the Marvel vs. Capcom collection not coming to Xbox. And listen, this is my thing too. And Yobi pointed it out. And I you know, saying he said what I was thinking from out loud. But it is what it is. Like I first off, my first thoughts on it is that I am pissed off about it. And who's to be what yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah. What was going on? I was asking about no, he's doing okay. No, he's just burnt out, man. Like Ham is just burnt out. Like I told him, I said one day it's gonna hit you. His mini podcast, the shit that you do is gonna light you up. But anyway, talking about the Marvel vs. Capcom collection situation. And I am disappointed that it's not coming to Xbox. It's not going to stop me from getting it, of course. And I would have been more upset if there was a deal that happened where, like, kind of like with the whole Wulong thing that we're finding out about, or I should say, the Black Myth game, Wukong. That situation has gotten ugly, and it's made me even more understandable. Like, now I wouldn't dare get that game on PlayStation. Like these tactics that PlayStation has been doing has been garbage. But that's not what's happening with Marvel vs. Capcom collection. It is the fact that, you know, there's not any games being made for Xbox One anymore. And so it's just not. And so like Capcom is like, look, you know what I'm saying? Because that game is made for the older hardware. It's made for PlayStation 4, for the Switch. And if there was still games that was made for the Xbox One, then it would be there. Now, I do still feel that there's a chance that game could still land on the Xbox here, maybe in a year or so, because if the game sells really, really well, it also gives them an understanding that, okay, well, we want to try to generate more money. We got enough money to port it over. And I think what will happen is that it won't come on the Xbox One. They will probably make a upgraded version. So like it would be like, all the enhancements, you know how they play it off, like, but an enhancement version for the PlayStation 5 and for the Xbox Series S and X. So I think that they could do that, and also for the next Switch, right? So I think that's a possibility, but I think that it has to sell well, because the first thought that it was for me was that, well, maybe that the other collections didn't do well on Xbox, because I have them. I have the Street Fighter collection. Also have the Capcom like anthology collection or whatever, and then I also have I have another fighting with Darkstalkers and some other classic Capcom classic games. I have all three of those collections, so it's like. I don't think it has anything to do with Capcom in the sense of trying to screw over Xbox gamers. I just think it's because of just the gaming politics of how Xbox is moving. So I wouldn't sit here and put a major blame on it, on anybody. I would just look at it, because at first I was like, yo, Xbox, what the hell is, because they were talking about the frame thing. And I was just like, the framework situation. And I was like, I don't think that's that, because like, again, I got those other collections, the Street Fighter collection and so forth. So it's not that. It has to be something else. And then I looked in and said, well, if this is some kind of low-key deal that PlayStation or Nintendo made or something of that nature. And no, it just comes to find out it's just that it's, an Xbox policy of what they're doing. And so hopefully the game will come. I'm getting it on PC for sure. There's no question. I mean, I got Marvel vs. Capcom on my 360, but for some reason it's not of the full like PlayStation 2 Nintendo GameCube edition, or even the Dreamcast. It was like kind of like a offshoot. Like it wasn't fully like it was the game, but you just had to play it to understand what I was trying to say. Like there was still some things that was missing from that version, because the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Xbox was through Xbox Arcade. Through that arcade, it wasn't like just a full out release. But I've even heard that people say if you got the disc for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, then that game could work on your Xbox One or even on your Series X. That part I don't know. I looked to try to price one of those games. Those games are like $1,000. So it was like the cheapest one I seen was $400. So it was like, nah, I already got it on my 360. And so this right here, and on top of that is the collection. You know what I'm saying? You get to play Children of the Atom again. I haven't played that game in so long, so it's going to be great. Curious saying, what is the hold on, let me go to some of these. You said it's a business, but if they had the problem, someone, it'll have to be Xbox. They could have financed the port if needed, but they didn't think it was worth it, likely. And again, like that's what I'm saying. Like I think that it still has a possibility of coming over, because of the fact that I think if the game sells very, very well, there will definitely be an upgraded edition. You just kind of like some kind of like they'll give you an extra game, or give you some high res stuff, give you some extra little perks to try to resell it to you for $30 to $50 or something like that, or whatever, for the people who didn't buy it. But it could be on the newer consoles. I think that there's a possibility for that. It's not for certain, for sure, but but if they do that, if the game sells really well, then Xbox will get a version. The whole Xbox thing, and on Xbox, they're trying to make it right and see if they could go ahead and just like what T is over here saying, is that maybe they could go ahead and give them the money to port it there, because there has been an outcry for it, and that's cool. But it was something that Yobi said that was absolutely true. He's like it does annoy me when you get people out here that don't give a damn about fighters like that, or just certain games in general, but yet they're all up in the sauce like they give a damn about these certain games or these certain genres of games. And then when it's a good story to sit there and to get ad revenue from, then they all up in the business when they're not really, truly fighting fans. You know what I mean? Like Yobi was saying, like, we don't see you at Fight Night or any of these other community fighting places. I mean, I know Jabari had one. I don't know if he still has one. I know Agent, he does a fighting thing all the time. I don't see these people running out there doing that. So to me, it's kind of like, yo, if you are out there really advocating for this game, knowing that you ain't a fighter fan like that, bro, I got a problem with you. I really do. And that's just because it's just about the bullshit to just want to pile on or just want to jump in and try to get you some ad revenue. You don't give a damn about Marvel vs. Capcom like that. And to be honest, because when I'm looking and reading what people's comments, this is one of the most popular fighters. When Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom was in a shit box. People could not stand Capcom. And Capcom, because people wanted certain different type of games, and then they were giving them stuff that people weren't really, because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was looked at, it was too cartoony. It wasn't a very popular game, and it didn't sell well. So this was, like I said, in that era, during the 360 PlayStation 3 era, Capcom was looked at like shit because games came out broken. They didn't work right. And then I remember, as much as I loved Tekken Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I love that game. But a lot of people didn't like it because it was one of those first games that introduced, kind of like you had to buy a player instead of earn it, like you used to back in the old days, where you could just play through the game story or just play through certain things to get to to earn a secret character or something like that. Capcom was one of those first companies that threw in a paywall, so you get to buy characters, and a lot of people was pissed off about that. So Street Fighter Cross Tekken did not sell well, but the fighter was fantastic. And then over time, people started to see how good Marvel vs. Capcom really was. And I know that Marvel vs. Capcom came out a long time ago. We're talking about like during the Dreamcast era, like especially at the arcades. I think it came out like what? Ooh, like early 2000s or something like that. Like it's been out for a while, but it really kicked off during the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, because it came to those newer consoles, even though they were all on the older consoles like the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. But the Capcom was looked at all crazy and stuff. So it's just real crazy when I see people that's out here talking about it. But yeah, the game over time sold well enough, but it wasn't one of the most popular games. It's just over time people started to realize it's kind of like Street Fighter Third Strike. Street Fighter Third Strike was one of those Street Fighter games that was kind of out there because it did not ever come. It did come to Xbox 360 through the arcade, but late. And on top of that, it was just kind of like people didn't like the old look. They wanted something different. The 3D games were the hits back then with the Dead or Alive, because those graphics, Tekken, Virtual Fighter, stuff like that. So people were looking at those type of games more so than the Bloody Roar. So they were kind of wanting to change. There was one maybe Street Fighter to go into back to Street Fighter EX, something like that. Some with more prettier graphics or whatever. But anyway, that it is what it is. Now Street Fighter 4 did fantastic, but Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, it was kind of like not that many people. Like if you went to talk to people who just weren't that new Street Fighter games, they would kind of not even talk about Street Fighter 3. So, and Street Fighter 3 is to a lot of people one of the best Street Fighters, other than now 6. 6 is probably the best Street Fighter ever. Now there'll be nostalgia about Street Fighter 2 and the Hyper Edition and all that stuff, but it is great. But yeah, let's see. It's a little stingy. Yeah, Capcom can be stingy, but I don't think this is a Capcom problem. I think it's either, if you're going to put the blame on something, it's Xbox and their little policies behind like not making games for the Xbox One anymore, or the frameworks things. But I don't think it's the frameworks thing, because like I said, the other collections, Capcom collections, they're on Xbox. So it's just a timing thing, whatever. Hopefully that Xbox will get it figured out, and then the game will come. Like I said, I will definitely buy it. I'm getting it on PC. There's no question. I thought about maybe, with the Switch, but then I'm thinking about, whenever they announce the new Switch, or whatever Nintendo's going to call their new console, I'll have it for that. So it is what it is. So I don't know. Let me see what this. Kevin, did you just say this is Xbox fault? Yeah, I did. I said I think this is an Xbox problem on that, because of the fact that this is the reality of it, right? Like, you can tell a lot of the staff at Xbox, they aren't really into fighters like that. They don't know the fighting genre. They don't know that there's a strong base for fighter games. There's some strong fighter fans out there. It's not just a shooter box. It's not. That's why we advocated. Well, I've always advocated, and others I know advocated for more Japanese games. More, get back to the roots of what you just give just as a melting pot of just content, does it of every genre. Let's not just make it about this, that, and the third. I mean, like a lot of PlayStation fans are having this problem right now of just getting a lot of the same and not getting more. So the more variety than what they used to get. So now, since Xbox is in that wheelhouse, you would think that they would they would understand that, but they probably looked at it and it was like, ah, man, it's just a collection. It probably won't sell that well on Xbox, whatever. Let's just kind of let that roll out, just kind of let it move around. But now they're seeing, I'm sure, that people are advocating like, man, well, hold up. Now I'm not a big fighter fan, but this is one of the fighters I do remember. And of course, you know how it is when people, when a lot of people are talking about something, there's always people that want to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that's a part of it as well. So I think, but yeah, it's definitely, I don't think this is on Capcom. I think this is more on Xbox in just their policy, not the frameworks thing or anything like that. I think this is just an Xbox thing because of the strategy that they did, and that's it. But like, I do have, like I said, for the people that's over here advocating for it, y'all ain't fighter fans, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're glad that you're advocating for it, but we need to see y'all's asses out there representing more fighters so we can have more fighters out there, because there's still other fighters that's still not on Xbox that needs to drop on Xbox. Like, I mean, we want to get some Grand Blue Rising. We still need to get oh man, hold on. Don't let me go. Let me hit this list. Let me hit this list on you. Let me hit this list. Let me go to my fighting section. Hold on, man. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect to see a Guilty Gear XR. I'm happy that we got Strive. That was a huge accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? The Fighter's Legacy. Now, I don't even think the Fighter Legacy, which is the Kung Fu game made by just one developer, they're like old school. People see me show that gameplay. I need to bring that for Fight Night. I might Thursday when I do Fight Night, I might just play that for a little bit, because there's no online to it, because he needs a bigger budget for that. But we'll love to play that game on. But it's set in the Kung Fu old school era. I know I have some gameplay of it. I'll show it here probably here a little bit. But let me go to this. Okay, that's faves. Let's go to, here we go. Yeah, our Arcana Heart, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Blaze Blue, we need more Blaze Blue. Like the last Blaze Blue that we had was we did get Blaze Blue cross tag battle. So I was really happy about that. But we didn't get Central Fiction. So so I would like to see if we could get that, or at least the new one that comes out. Some older fighters like Chaos Code, you know what I'm saying? DNF Duel is not back. I mean, it's not on Xbox. I do feel that it eventually will come to Xbox. I hope it does, and it lands in Game Pass as well to give people a chance. It has that same kind of graphic aesthetic like Guilty Gear Strive. Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's see. Again, the Fighter's Legacy, all those titles. There's the Shaolin. They're called the Shaolin games, but the beginning of his games were the Fighter's Legacy. We do get Giga Bash, which I'm happy about that. But yeah, the Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and the Versus Rising, we need those. Xbox gamers need those. We got I do think that Hellish Court, and that's kind of like if anybody played, what is that game called? Bushido Blade. If anybody remember Bushido Blade, where you make you slice somebody one time, especially the right way, then they're done. That's kind of like that, but it's not set in like feudal Japan. Is set like from like different kind of warriors. You got a pirate, you got different types of characters, but you got a person that has a that's into fencing, stuff like that. Like, it's a pretty cool game too for a fighter. Kill a Kill, that would be great to see that. I would love to see that come. Melty Blood. We got Melty Blood, but I want the rest of the Melty Bloods, especially if they come through. One game to me and Yobi, which I got turned on. It's a Square Enix game, and that's why I'm glad the Square Enix said that their CEO said that they were going to get back into fighters. So I hope they do, because I would love to see a Tabal come back. But there's a game called Million Author Arcana Blood. Man, that is one of my favorite fighters, man. I love that damn fighter. That fighter is so cold. And I know it's an old fighter, so I don't see it coming. But if they ever made a continuous to that, I would love to see that to come to Xbox. Like, it's just, what I'm saying, like, we got Persona 4 Arena, the old one, but we don't have Ultramax. See, Ultramax, they did a rehash version of that. I bought it on PlayStation and on PC, And I was hoping that they would bring it, but they do got the Ultra Max on the 360. So it just blows my mind that game didn't get put in the backwards capability. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just kind of like, what the hell? But whatever. I don't know. Let's see. The games I was talking about that's on Xbox right now, Shaolin versus Wu-Tang and Shaolin versus Wu-Tang 2. I recommend to go get it. They're not expensive at all. They're really fun, cool little fighters, man. Like I said, there's only one developer. You know what I'm saying? I've chatted with him a few times. Really seemed like a really cool dude. But yeah, he put that out, and I don't know if it's still exclusive on Xbox, but hell, that's the type of fighter that should be played by everybody, in my opinion. So yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, I would like to see Street Fighter 5 come to Xbox. I don't think it'll ever happen, but you know what I'm saying? Street Fighter 5 really cleaned up and got right, for sure. So yeah, no, like, but in night and under night in birth, that's the other one that I want. You know what I'm saying? That's the other one that I want. And then there's quite a few other ones, but they're more older type of fighters. But yeah, man, like there's just tons of fighters that I want. Fighting Vipers is you can buy that on through backwards capability. That's on Xbox. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I have Fighting Vipers. I need to check. I'll check after the show. And so I'll check and see if that's there. But yeah, no, yeah, Tabal 2 was dope, bro. Tabal was everything for me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm very happy that Square Enix is getting back into fighters. I hope Tabal is one of them for sure. But yeah, anyway, so that's my whole thing with that. Like, this Xbox has done a fantastic job on bringing more JRPGs, more Japanese titles back to the Xbox, and they've brought some really good fighters. And I'm not going to shit on them for not having some of the fighters that I named, but I would like to see them. I would love to see gamers get their hand on a deal, because if there's three games that Xbox can get their hands on and work something out, that's in ninth birth or under ninth birth. These are such a weird name. Let me go back and look at it again. Let me say it right. Was under night in birth, because I got all four of them. I got in night birth. There's EXE, there's EXE late, there's the system cells, and then there's the first one. But regardless, I got all four of them, and then I haven't, and that's another game that I need to jump out and I need to play on Fight Night as well, because I bought it day one when it came out. I bought the deluxe edition because I wanted all the characters. I ain't gonna, I get to shut up editions when it comes to these fighting games. But yeah, I would like to have that come to Xbox, DNF Duel and Grand Blue versus and Rising. Or if you don't want to bring Versus and just bring Versus Rising, I'm leaving y'all alone. And of course, another Killer Instinct, which I know that they're working on that. So there's no question. I'm very, very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. So anyway, next phase, man. Appreciate with the super chat. He said, old head in the club. What up, K Mega? I don't blame Xbox for the delay. It's the strength of the PlayStation tax, a little home cooking. Now, okay, that's going to make me do the segue. Thank you for that, for the Wukong game. Now that I'm pissed off about. I'm because now it's come to find out that PlayStation gave a little extra change for them to go ahead and make the game come out on PlayStation and PC day one and skip the Xbox, because we come to find out it's got nothing to do with the Series S. It's got nothing to do with that. And then logically, you got to think about this too. This console, the Series S is playing games like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, just think about the games that you could play on your Series S, right? And what that little bastard packs a punch. Yeah, I mean, to get that, to even get to, and there's people that's jailbroken. And I mean, like last week when we and Ham was on CrossOver, we was seeing Matt's video where they were saying what they did to where it could run 120 frames on the Series X Starfield. Like that console is a beast, right? Like, it's just more of what PlayStation was doing to sit there and to try to play these games. And I think PlayStation fans will not say this, but I think overall, a lot of other gamers, especially PC and Xbox gamers, are just sick of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we get it. You want to flex your muscle in this old way, but now we know it. Now we see it. We see, like, you know, saying, like brother saying, like Face is saying, like, you know, saying it's a little that home cooking. We're tired of it. So no, I want to play a Black Myth day one. It won't be on PlayStation. And anytime that they do that bullshit, I'm not buying there. I'll just wait. I'll wait. If I want to play their games that bad, I'll just wait. I hate it. Now, if they're exclusives, that's different because that's a PlayStation game, right? So I get that. But other games, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the stuff that they did with Stellar Blade, you know, and then now what they're doing with the stuff that they're doing with Final Fantasy, like, you know what? Okay, I got you. Cool. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I'll get those games eventually, but I'm not getting it on your console because, you know what I'm saying, these tactics is bullshit. And on top of that, you know, for the platform that I play on the most, the console I play on the most, you know what I'm saying, you over here trying to, you know, make me wait or suffer or force me to do something that I don't want to do because my primary gaming spot is Xbox. So no, So I'll tell you what, you want to force me to go ahead and spend money on your business. I understand it's a business. I get it. It's cutthroat, but I'm going to just go ahead and be cutthroat too and just not buy it, or I'll just wait. So it's just that simple. Thank you, Face. That's all I was trying to think of. Like, Sir Gabe's like, yeah, it's running Hellblade 2. And looks damn good too on it. Like, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody was over trying to make this stuff about Baldur's Gate. And yeah, Baldur's Gate is a very lengthy, you know, all the dialogue and everything about that. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people was trying to make this out. Like, it plays Starfield. If you played Starfield and beat Starfield, okay, you know what I'm saying? It can play any goddamn thing out there. It can play Wukong. It can do that, right? So if this game is going to be played, like, okay, for the new games, it's come like Indiana Jones, and for the new COD and all these other, if they're playing those games, it can play those games as well. So people need to stop trying to knock the S for what it is. The reality of it is that it's a huge value for a console to be that cheap and to pack that much punch. It's a badass console. That is when it's all said and done. At the end of when it's all said and done, the Series S is going to get looked back as a huge achievement. It's going to be looked at as a huge achievement for what it could do at its time. So there's no doubt about it. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. And anyway, so yeah, no, the whole Wukong thing. So I might just wait. Until we find out. May, you know, because it comes out around my birthday. It comes out on the 20th of August, and my birthday's on the 25th. And so you know what I'm saying, if I get it, it'll be on the PC version. But I don't know now. Like, I mean, I just don't like these snake tactics anymore. I'm tired of them. And so, like, if somebody would say, well, Mega, what do you think about like a game like Blade or something like that? Well, if Xbox is paying the money for it to be developed and is being developed under their studios, then of course Xbox should make it exclusive if they see fit to. That's no different than if, you know, PlayStation working with a game like, okay, let's just say, for instance, Stellar Blade, right? Let's say that they had their, like, one of their studios work on it, and then they decided to keep it exclusive. I can't be mad at that. But they didn't. They just paid the money to keep it locked away from going to Xbox. The fuck? Yeah, no, man, I don't like that. I just don't like those tactics anymore. It makes me sick to my stomach, so I don't even deal with it. Right, not everyone can be Tony Stark's making gold with scraps, bro. It is what it is. Yeah, this game was really, really dope. I've gone back and I went to the backlog, and hey, shout out to you, Ham Solo, Don, the Don, KTR, and Yobi. Y'all was all on my ass about me playing Guardians of the Galaxy. And I did, and I beat it Wednesday night. And it's a really good game. And you know what trips me out is because it started off a little slow, right? It started off a little slow. Yeah, Yobi, you told me. Y'all told me. Don was like one of the first people was like, man, I'm telling you, I think you would like the combo system, the way that it works. He says that seems like that's right up your alley, and sure enough, it was, especially when you upgrade it, everybody's abilities. It started off a little slow. And then I was kind of like, oh, this is gonna be one of these games, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be everybody else like it, but I'm just not gonna like it. I'm not gonna dig it, right? And so I was like, damn. So I get to like chapter 5, and I gotta kind of remember what happened in chapter 5. I got the whole game recorded, so just like I do with Hellblade. So I need to just go ahead and post that so people could just see my gameplay and what I was doing in it, and actually get some of that, free some space. My PC's memory is over here, like, bruh, what are you doing? Get this shit, delete some of this shit. But yeah, it was like chapter 5, and it caught me, and I was like, okay, all right. But the one thing that kept me going was that the interactions of the characters. I did like everybody's voice acting was really dope. The only thing I could really complain about was at times when you go find a certain item for one of the characters, and then you have this little talk. You could tell it wasn't as fluid as when you heard them talking within the game. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's in the game, but you know what I mean? Like when in the story mode, how everybody flowed and how they talked. Well, you could kind of see that it at some points it was okay, and other points it wasn't. And it was kind of, like you could just tell like somebody just was and it read the lines, and then they just added the lines of what somebody else. It seemed like there wasn't no interaction together as well as it was through the story. But that's me kind of nitpicking. But yeah, game is beautiful graphically. Good God, that game was gorgeous. Man. And it was a play anywhere title as well. So I played it between my Xbox and then my PC. And man, if you have not played it, I would recommend giving it a shot. I was like, I need to go ahead and jump on this before Elden Ring drops, or just like pause, no Diddy or whatever these kids say. Before Elden Ring drops and before college football drops, because at the end my whole life is completely drowned into that. So I said, okay, I'm going to beat that. And then I was going to see if I was trying to get through Hogwarts, but nah, Hogwarts is too big of a game. I'll probably play a little bit of that through the week, and then I want to really kick in gear with Elden Ring. But yeah, no, it was a really good game. It was a really good game, and it really blew my mind the fact that game didn't sell well. But it always goes back to the reason why I didn't play the game. I bought the game on sale during the Christmas, because it came out, I think, in November. It came out in October of November, and I didn't buy it day one, but I bought it when it was on a Christmas sale. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll get to it. And then, years later, I just now beat it. And so, yeah, no, that game is really, really good. But it takes me back to the reason why I kind of didn't give a damn for it. I loaded it up and I was like, oh man, this game looks pretty good. And then I never went back. It's because of the advertising. The advertising was just absolutely putrid. It just, the way that they advertised that game, Guardians of the Galaxy, was so poor compared to, for all the cool shit that was in that game, bro. The whole thing with, but see, that was towards the end, but that was so dope. Like, man, just showing the blue chick. I don't know what it is about me and blue women. I have no idea. Arya from Mass Effect. Maybe Mass Effect did something to me, or or Star Trek. Something, I don't know. But blue women, they hot to me, right? So the buff blue chick. The hell something, whatever, bringer or whatever. Yeah, she was badass. I loved her character all the way through. I hope I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't have to kill her, because I thought, like, man, we're gonna have to kill this big broad because she gonna come for our throats. And she kept on. But man, just some scenes from that, or when, of course you didn't want to show him the dragon or anything like that, but there was so many cool things within the game. And then, like, seeing the wittiness and the cleverness of just how all they worked together. The writing was fantastic. It was a really good game, and I hate that game did not sell well at all. And it just also shows, like, anything from that team, from Eidos, from Crystal Dynamics, man, they make some really good, solid games, man. Golly, man, boy, that was a really good game, man. I hate that Square Enix didn't do them better by advertising the game better. I guess they just thought, well, Guardians of the Galaxy will sell itself, but the way that they presented it, it just didn't. It just, and then like when they were showing gameplay of it, it didn't look right, you know, because that was kind of like in the beginning. I don't know, man. Yeah, I would love that. I would love Xbox to get Eidos or Adios, however you pronounce their name, or you know, definitely Crystal Dynamics or something like that. But I don't know. But it was a really good game. So I appreciate you guys staying on me to play it, and I did, and I'm glad that I did. So now the next thing is going to be Elden Ring. Like I said, I think I'm going to try to play a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy tonight, and then get back on it. Now the big problem to me with Elden Ring. Okay, so I was playing with other people. And well, getting advice from them because, you know, I'm not a Souls gamer. I hate the Souls games. I hate them, right? Like, so Sekiro I could tolerate, but, you know, I still haven't beat that. And, but Demon Souls, trash. I can't do it. I know it's not trash, but it's trash to me, right? I can't fuck with those games, right? So I was really reluctant, but some people talked me into it, man. I remember they hit me up in the DMs and they were saying they talked me into it, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll do it. And then, of course, the rest is history. I fell in love with it. But I listened to too many people at one time. And so they kept telling me that if I did the new game plus, it would benefit me greatly, and especially it would benefit me for the DLC. So I did that. And so then I went crazy again and started going through the game again, right? Like I started just going randomly and just doing all types of stuff. I don't know how many hours into it. Like my level is like a 294 or something like that. And so, but then I stopped, and then, you know, I was like, okay, I got to put this game down and whatever. So now here we go. And so when everybody was saying, well, you had to, in order to get to activate the DLC, you had to beat Mog and Raygon or whatever, Radagon or whatever his name is. And so I was like, oh, I beat them. Like I said, I beat them. I ain't tripping about it. But I forgot that I'm on New Game Plus. So I went there and so I was like, okay, I don't know how many bosses I beat when I went through the second time, whatever. I know I was just going through just beating bosses and just dragons and stuff like that. I remember that part, but I don't remember how many bosses I beat. Well, but I knew I didn't beat Mog for the second time. So I was like, all right, let me go there. So I went there and I beat him. And then I thought it was going to activate. It didn't activate. So now I got to go fight Radagon or whatever his damn name is. And so I'm like, oh my God. And so he was a problem for me. Hopefully he's not going to be too much of a problem because I'm really strong. Because I went through Mog once I got my I call it the wand of Mega. I got my little magic thing, but now I got that blood sword too. So like I'll hit you with that damn fairy dust, and then I'll cut your ass. I'll get up there and then I'll hit them chimes on your ass and bring an assistant. So I don't care. You can call me a cheater or not a purist. I don't care. You can say whatever. I want all the cheats if I can get them. So whatever. But I went through Mog pretty easily, so hopefully I can go through old dude pretty easy. But man, hell, just getting there, I was like, oh, I forgot how hard this game is. So yeah, man, it's gonna take me a minute to get it. And then then Yobi's probably right. Nobody will ever find me again once I'm on there. I'll be on my hiatus. So when Yobi says, I remember when he said he first showed the trailer. He says, guess what, K-Mega, it was the first shown on the Nintendo stage, right? Come to find out, Nintendo can only run the game via cloud. It can't run that. It can't internally. No, it couldn't. And then Curious laughing at me because I'm talking about blue women. Bro, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Blame it on Star Trek, you know what I'm saying? And then Mass Effect. Because, you know what I'm saying, that was my boo thing. Aria was my boo thing on Mass Effect. You know what I'm saying? So So like, the blue chick on Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. So anyway, man. Oh man. Hold on. Let me see what Richard said. The game of the Guardians, the Guardians of the Galaxy gameplay was boring. He said, but the story made me go through it. Man, the gameplay was cool. And I think maybe in the beginning it was a little because you did it, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then when you started upgrading him, especially Drax was a monster, bro. And what Groot could do, man, especially like when Groot, like I had to a point to where like Groot started doing stuff by himself, like like when you needed a bridge or something like that, and then when he healed you and stuff like that, like you didn't have to. He would just heal you if you was gonna die or fall out or something. Like I thought once it got, that's what I'm saying. Once it got past like chapter 5, chapter 5 and on, it got really good. It got good, and then when it got to chapter 11 and on that, it was excellent. I thought chapter 11 really kicked everything in gear. That cult was that church was no joke. I really enjoyed it. So that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, Chili. But yeah, I thought it was really good, man. I thought it was good. But he said, "K Mega Arya." Oh, she was blue. Laria. Okay. No, hold on. Okay, Arya was the purple one. Okay, Arya was the older one, right? Okay, thank you, because you are the Laria is mine. No, she's not, brother. You know what I'm saying? She chose me. Okay, so Arya was the old woman, right? Was the old. Hold on. Now you gonna make me boot it up, but you know what I'm talking about. Liara. Okay, so Liara. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, no, she mine, bro. You ain't gonna say she's yours, no, bro. No. Anyway, but you play Mass Effect way more than I do, so. You said you ran through Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, that I ran through the Guardians of the Galaxy on the hardest difficulty. That cult was kicking my. Yeah, I was on hard or the hardest difficulty. I can't remember. It was either on the hardest difficulty or on hard. I didn't, and yeah, it was where I got. There was a couple of places I got stuck, but I got stuck. The first time I got stuck was those Tam twins, because I was trying to figure out how to. I was like, man, there's got to be a way to beat those damn twins, those big ass buff twins that when Peter Quill was by himself. And I was like, oh shit, these big ass dudes. And so I was over here lighting their ass up, and I was like, oh dang, that armor is protecting them. And then I figured it out. But yeah, they beat my ass a few times before I figured out that you had to get them separated. But yeah. No, but then the other time was when I first started fighting those cult members that had the magic, like that could heal the enemies, and then there was all these swarms of enemy. Man, it was crazy. Yeah, I got beat down a few times on there too. So yeah, I had my moments where I got stuck on a few things. Now, surprisingly, I beat the dragon the first time I played him. I thought that dragon was going to tear my ass up, but I had the strategy down. I beat him the first time. I didn't even really break a sweat. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe I was a little bit powerful at that point. I don't know, but I maxed out all the characters though. So I still need to find some more of those suits, because I started getting them towards the end, like towards the middle end. So I need to go back and play some of the beginning so I can find all the suits, because I got mostly everybody's suits, but I still got to get more of them. So, but I did think I got all the collectibles though. I do think so. I don't know, maybe not. I'll have to see, but. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy I thought was a really good game though. So, but yeah, Elden Ring is the next thing on the docket, and then I just gotta get through it, man, so I can go ahead and get started on this. And then knowing me, I'll probably go through and play, try to kill a couple of dragons and then go down in some caves and do some things so I could try to build up a little bit more to be ready for it. But I guess that don't even matter, because what I was hearing, what people was posting was that it's a whole different type of build-up system, a system with the DLC on Elden Ring. So I just probably try to get through being Rododon or whatever the hell his damn name is, and then just go right up there to Mog's place and just get it started. So because I'm really mad that I did that, because I'm like, damn, I feel like I got to play the game all over again, but I just got to kill him. I don't think I got to beat anybody else, but because I got like, this is what's crazy. I have like 3. I got 3 of the moon chick, the chick that can throw the magical chick. I forget these people's names in these games. I got 3 of her. So I could choose. So I can go up to that one lady where the fingers are, which is so creepy, and then I can get both. I can get her weapon, or I could get that, but I got her because I could beat her like 3 different times. So like it's crazy. So I didn't know that's. So I think that's what they were telling me about the new game thing, that whatever you beat, you keep all that extra stuff. So So yeah, at least so I guess I can get that big ass axe from old dude when I beat him. So anyway, whatever. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what happened. I need to try another build on Elden Ring, but I don't know. Um, but yeah, no, I know, you never finished. You never finished Guardians. I would say give it a try. Give it a try. Yeah, you said those twins made you want to break your control. Them twins pissed me off, bro. It pissed me off. Okay, so yeah, Lara was the young blue and Samara was the older one. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Arya. When I said Arya, which one is Arya then? Which one is Arya? Huh. Okay, so yeah, Samara. That's because I thought her name was different in my head. Like, okay, yeah. No, that was too much woman for my character. Yeah, because I tried to holler at her and she was like, nah, you don't want this. This thing will put you down, boy. This thing will put you down, human. You don't want none of this. Because I forgot how old she was. She was like, what? 20,000, 50,000 years old. I don't know how old she was. She was like, nah, this thing here, this cookie too much for you, boy. You don't want none of this, young earthling. Yeah, she was bad as hell. Arya's the Omega. That's right. I love playing. Man, I love playing the collection because there was so much DLC that I missed out on. Yeah, Tally is second. Everybody. I like Tally, man, but I don't know what her. Well, okay, I seen a picture of her family, and then they showed her face, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Okay, Arya is okay. So everybody saying in Omega, right? Oh yeah, no, she was cool. No, you don't mess with Arya. You don't mess with Arya. No, you don't mess with her. You don't mess with her. She was cold blooded. Yeah. What he says she was voiced by Carrie Ann Moss, aka Trinity. Oh, impressive. Okay. Because when you said, I was like, I don't know who that is, and then we said Trinity. Okay, I got you. Okay. Good stuff, man. Really good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about something that's been going on as well. And I talked about this on GRG last year. And this was something because I always say that like Hip Hop Gamer don't get enough credit, even though hip hop track record is not the best. He gets it wrong sometimes for sure. But when he gets it right, nobody gives him credit for it. It's always because they'll piggyback off what he said, but they'll hold it to make sure it's right. And then when it's right, then they'll bring it out and blurt it like they said it first or that they said it right. And then Hip Hop Gamer don't get the credit for it, which I think that's bullshit. You know, I know he's a PlayStation dude, but he's a really good guy. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, and his girl's really good. Remy, she's a good person too. Like, I met him out there, E3 and stuff, and they're good people, man. So like, you know what I'm saying? I wish the best for him. And then you see all the stuff that he does out there in the community. I know it looks kind of corny sometimes with the damn belt thing, but it is what it is. Like, man, that's his stick. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't change that he's a good person, right? So, and when he's right, he deserves to get credit for it. So he brought this up last year talking about Nintendo thinking about putting their games on PC. So I brought it up and gave him credit for it. So now it's popping up again. And again, the track record, you know what I'm saying? You know, not everybody's going to bat 1,000, right? So it's one of those things that it's a wait and see. But I do feel like it's the beginning of the end of the era of the exclusives. I just think that I think it's done. I think it's over. I think we're on the cusp of everything starting to just get open, and it's about money. You know, PlayStation is going to, you know, Nintendo will probably most likely be one of the last ones because they could be the ones to hold out. But you can see, like right now, I'm seeing right now that there's rumors going on about Astrobot going to PC. Everybody thought that was just going to be a straight up exclusive, and they're saying, I don't know if this part is true, that they probably want to put it on Nintendo and Xbox. Now that part between Nintendo and Xbox, I do not know. But then you look at the Lego game, and that game you know what I'm saying, that game is going to Nintendo. So if Astrobot is for the streets, if that part is true, then we're at and then Phil Spencer already said what he said. You know what I'm saying? You can take it, you can like it, you can love it, you don't like. I mean, whatever the case may be. You know, does that mean every game is going to go to the streets? I don't think so. I don't see Gears, I don't see Forza, I don't see Halo, I don't see a game like Elder Scrolls or something like that, I think that would still, those type of games will stay in house. But for everything else, don't know. So and so like for that reason, why not Nintendo go ahead? Because listen, Nintendo is going to constantly lose money or opportunities to gain money if they don't think about putting their games on PC, because if they did just sell their games to PC, they could make a ton of money, because PC gamers is going to find a way to use different emulators. Like hell, there's already some already out now, even after they sued the one. And then what's crazy is that, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't listen. You can police all you want to, but you cannot beat a criminal when they are determined to want to get what they want. They will outsmart you. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You got to play catch up. You got to find out the new system that they're going to already implement. And by the time that you figure that out, hell, they on to the next new system to sit there and to squander whatever that you did beforehand. So so the one thing to do it, and the one way to do that, Nintendo just need to go ahead and put those games out there on PC. I mean, yes, there'll still be people that'll be using emulators, but it's going to drastically cut things down, and people are willing to buy those games. And especially you drop a Mario or you drop a Mario Kart on PC, bruh, you talk about crazy money. Now, Michael Turner, I love exclusives. Like, I love exclusives for what they're like. I don't want to see, like when somebody says, I want to see God of War on Xbox and I want to see Halo on PlayStation. No, I don't. Now, if you say Ratchet and Clank to Xbox and State of Decay 3 on PlayStation, I can live with that. I can be cool with that. You know, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to see The Last of Us. I don't want to see God of War. I don't want to see Uncharted on Xbox. I don't. I mean, because I just feel like that's PlayStation staple games. They need to stay there. But if you're saying a Ratchet and Clank, a Sly Cooper, let's see, if they went ahead, if they're going to make this Twisted Metal, they put Twisted Metal to the street. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so like for Xbox, Flight Simulator. If Flight Simulator went to PlayStation, I wouldn't be mad about it. I wouldn't be mad about it at all. I wouldn't be. But yeah, but it's just certain games for me. Like, I feel that like exclusives are important for the big hitters that got you to the place that you got, right? Like, I mean, to me, it's though like the core, like, you know, Xbox's core should always stay their core and just go to PC. That's it. You know, so will that happen? I have no idea. I'm now like Spider-Man, of course, Spider-Man should be on everything. But again, it's made by their studio, so it is what it is. So that's why, like, it's okay. So if Spider-Man is exclusive, then I would like to see Indiana Jones, which I don't think Indiana Jones will be exclusive, but definitely want to see Blade exclusive. If they are going to work with another game, like make a Deadpool or something like that, a Spawn or something like that, I would like to see that. I like if you do the tit for tat on that situation. But this is a money game, and it's just like what Phil and them said. Look, it's the you know, Game Pass is the champion for Xbox gamers. You know, especially all the perks that you get with Game Pass. And then hold up, I got to see if I can find it. What up, Sir X Man? Bro, like, yeah, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like, man, hold on, let me see what Cygnus is saying. He's saying now Nintendo needs to keep it Nintendo and all their games be exclusive. I mean, they can be the last ones to do that, but they're missing out on. It was just the same thing that I said back in 2016. Once Xbox started putting out games, it was 2015, 2016, whenever I think 2016 is when they started Game Pass. But it was, I remember just having this conversation with Crap Gamer, and him and Mooch was and Next Gen. They were all on my ass talking about exclusives and stuff like that and things of that nature. And I'm like, bro, listen, this is a lot of extra money. I don't want to play with. I said, well, as long as they give you the option to not want to play with PC gamers, then okay, if they do force you to do that, which I believe when Gears 4 dropped, it didn't have that option. And so right there first, I was like, well, okay, I understand you being upset about that because you don't want to do that. So then you do. And so Xbox, did the right thing, had it to where they made the option to where if you don't want to play with PC gamers or whatever, I'm not like that. I like to play against anybody. Hell, as much as I've been playing Tekken between on the Xbox and on my PC, bro, it's cheaters every fucking where. There's some Xbox cheaters, there's PlayStation cheaters, and there's PC cheaters. Bro, you know what I'm saying? There was a guy that I sit there, he thought I was cheating, right? So he hit me up. And so he thought I hit him back up. And he's like, man, so you gonna cheat? I said, what are you talking about? He says, man, I've been trying to you just grabbing me, you using these, this, that. I said, man, I don't even know what the hell that is. I said, man, that's just how I play Tekken. I'm a traditionalist. I'm not one of these kids that want to do a million combos from one side to the other. I'm a tactician. I'm gonna find out how you do your little combos, breaking, and I'm gonna grab your ass. And then I'm going to do my little combo on you, back up, let you get back again, or I could turn it on, whatever. We're just having a conversation. And so we sparred, and then he was really, really cool dude at the end. At first, he started popping the lip, and so I started popping back on his ass like, man, I ain't no cheating. But he was just telling me all these things that these players do that cheat. And he told me what to watch for, and it's usually with the little bars, like that little bar when you see how the online is, and if it started going up and down, or if it goes red and up, that means they're using some kind of thing, and they got something on this. I was like, bro, that's too much for me. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. But that's the whole point. You're going to run into cheaters anywhere. Hell, play Call of Duty. Just you and PlayStation. Those are all consoles, and people be cheating their ass off. So it is what it is, man. I just thought it was crazy. But yeah, they was over here scared about that. And then it was about with Sea of Thieves, about playing against PC people and all this stuff. And it wasn't even the case, right? So I just, with that time, when they was upset about it, Xbox made the right move. And I made this point by saying, look, gentlemen, what PlayStation is going to follow suit, because that is just too much money being on the table. They can't do that. I said they won't allow it. They'll see Xbox making all this money, and then they're going to be like, yo, we got to start making this money too. Now, yeah, did it come further on down the line? It did, because the PlayStation 4 was just so overly dominant that they didn't need to rush. But things has changed now, and PlayStation's moving real quick on making these decisions. So that's the whole situation here, right? Like, so when at the end of the day, Nintendo sees this, and I don't know, and of course we see that they sell these many millions of games, 20 million, all that other stuff, which is fantastic, right? But the crazy thing about it is that they're going to be looking and wanting to make more money as well too. What if they want to make more acquisitions or anything of that nature? Or what if they want to hurry up production for some other games that they want to bring out, or something? Well, not hurry up, because they're really not that fast paced when they come and want to make their games. But if they want to make a requirement or something like that, you could get that extra revenue by putting those games on PC. That is just smart, and also putting some of your lesser games on PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. I still feel that exclusivity is important, but I don't think that everything should be exclusive anymore. And you know what I'm saying? The more and more I think about it, the more I go over it. It just makes sense. It just makes sense, especially this climate where when you really think about it, like I got a homeboy that he's trying to branch out and buy more games. He only buys like 1 or 2 games, about 3 games a year, right? Like he buys Madden, Call of Duty, and COD. COD is his main game. Well, he wants to branch out. He wants to buy some more fighters. He wants to buy some more adventure games. You want to buy an adventure game, stuff like that. So that Game Pass and stuff like that is going to help. And if they start putting those games out there to where people can play them where they want to play the games at, like Xbox say, it makes sense. And PlayStation definitely is going to start doing more. And so if Astrobot do go to Xbox and PlayStation, then hell, like I'm copping it. Like I'm copping it. I mean, it looks like a really fun ass game. I'll play the shit out of it. It looked really good. It was the best game in their showing. So it looked really fun. So anyway, Sir X-Man, really appreciate it. He says, can't wait for Fight Night with Marvel vs. Capcom series on PCK. Oh yeah, bro, we're gonna have a really good time, man. We're gonna have a really, really good time. I need to go ahead and hook up my 360 to the whatchamacallit, so I could play a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom and show some of them other fighters that I got on my 360. So I need to go ahead and play some Street Fighter Cross Tekken, because I love that game so much. And hopefully they'll bring me. Hopefully Harada, the great Harada, and I can't remember the guy from Capcom that worked on the last game. I know he popped up on Evo last year. That had me real hyped. But yeah, it was all good, man. He said Fight Night needs to come back. And bring back it's a UFC could take a break. Yeah, man, listen, I bought UFC 4. I remember I bought it for me, Yobi, Sir X-Man, Game Down Sites, and I think Handy, right? Because I was like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll copy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'll copy it. I said, because I knew that they weren't going to buy it. So I went ahead and bought it. And we played that game. I think we played it once, man, and then I just come to the realization I don't like the UFC shit. I mean, give me Fight Night. You're right, man. Give me Fight Night. I mean, give me Fight Night. I want Fight Night. That's what I want. Give me another Fight Night. Now, Undisputed is coming to consoles. So here in October. So I recommend, if you are into a boxing game, it's a real good, solid boxing game too. Undisputed is a good boxing game. So that's something that I'll be having to, we'll have on Fight Night is going to be Undisputed. But yeah, if you want, for that little setup for waiting for, hopefully that there'll be another Fight Night to come out. I would say you go ahead and pick up Undisputed, because I think it's like $40. I think it's $40 for the standard, and I think, like, you know, for the what's called, like 60 or 70 or something like that. But man, pick that up. It's good stuff, man. But yeah, no, let's sit there. It said, yes, sir. You said you want that platform holders to come to one up each other when it comes to their exclusives, which is what birthed two good games like Halo, God of War, Zelda. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I don't know. I'm trying to. You got to probably rewrite that one again. Because I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to tell me which one is the good game, or, you know what I'm saying? Are you saying so are you saying that those games are platform holders and that they shouldn't be moved? No, I agree with that. No, I wouldn't want to see Zelda to be moved from Nintendo to Xbox or PlayStation. But you put Zelda on PC, man, I mean, look, I've said this a million times. PC is its own entity. It's not a console. You can do whatever you want to do with your PC. You can make it a gaming rig. It could be a business thing. It could just be for you going through and looking at porn, whatever the hell you want to do with PC. It's PC, right? Like, it's just whatever. Hell, you can do it all, whatever. It's whatever you want to do with PC. It's not a console, right? Like PC can be made for whatever that you want it to be. It's just whatever, you know what I'm saying, for business and all that other stuff. Consoles is made for gaming. You know what I mean? So that's why when people try to act like PC is the same thing, it's not. So so when Xbox was talking about putting games over there, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And so then that made me want to get more involved into building a rig again. So, you know, and so I did, and I built two. So, you know, so it's just what it is, man. So I just don't see the problem why people are so pissy about the whole PC thing. I think most people are over it, but I think it just makes more sense for everybody to do it, because like PlayStation's doing it, like God of War is getting ready to come to PC. I already got Ragnarok, but I'm finna get it on PC. I'm finna double dip, and then that's where I'm gonna complete it, because I haven't beat Ragnarok yet. So you know what I'm saying. So I only beat Thor. I got past Thor, and then yeah, okay, so yeah, I beat Thor, and I was playing on hard, and that shit he was a problem. I said, oh my God, he was a damn problem. But then I beat him, and then after that, I was like, and then I went and did some other stuff. And I can't remember if I fought the bear after that, or if I fought the bear before I fought Thor. I can't remember, but whatever the case may be, that's where I ended it at. And I was like, I'll go back to it later, and then I haven't gone back. So I'll just go back to it. And then, like, I bought Ghost of Tsushima again. I can't wait to play that online with somebody, you know, so because that online was really, really cool. I really did like that online. I thought that was really slick. I thought that maybe PlayStation would be innovative on that type of angle, because I thought like if they really wanted to, if they had something like what they did with Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer, and then, you know, you got the stuff that's coming from Bungie, and then you had the before they canceled it, the game the zombie, well, the zombie flower, whatever the hell that game. When they had that game, they had that. Somebody please help me out on the chat. That multiplayer, I was like, okay, they got a good, and then they talked about Twisted Metal, and then they talked about the Spider-Man game. That would be a really good portfolio. And then you could actually have the game that they got coming out, the little shooter that they got coming out, to kind of be a little fill-in. But when you present that shooter from Sony that they just showed at that show, and that's it. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sony's strategy is really weird to me. I don't know. It is what it is. So let's see. Games is the soul of gaming, not hardware, and should be the main focus. Well, right. But games cost so much money now. So that's the difference. Now, production might be cheaper because of the way that, you know, Unreal Engine and all these other things, but still these games, the voice actors want more money. The technology to get all this stuff it costs more money. Like everything costs more money. On top of that, that's why those games cost as much as they do, even though they don't need to pay, they don't need to charge. Now, I will disagree with Fonzarelli on saying the games need to be $40 or whatever. But I do agree that with him, that game shouldn't be $130 damn dollars. You know, unless unless there's some serious incentives, because I'm looking at the Star Wars game, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm looking at their perks, and their perks don't look. It's not worth $130. I'd be glad to pay $80. I'll pay $80 for that. You know, but you're not. But what you're offering compared to what Ubisoft is offering with Assassin's Creed Shadows is night and day. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting a hell of a lot more for what, you know, especially you got a statue and all this other stuff. You're not, you know, I mean, you get that little, no, I'm not digging that. I don't know. They have to figure something out about game prices for standard. They should just go back to the regular standard price, and then accordingly figure out how to make it work to where people will pay for the, as we call it, the shut up edition. And then if you want to get the, you know, like Ham said, the shut the fuck up edition, which is like the collector's items and stuff like that. Okay, but yeah, games should have never went up to $70. That's another problem. Like that even made me sit back for a minute. Like I would double dip. I would get games on every system just because if it was the same game or whatever, because I wanted to experience it on each console or whatever. I don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it for certain games, like, and the reason why I'll do it for like God of War or for Ghost of Tsushima or something else like that is because I can get to see them being played a lot better on my PC than when I'm playing it on my PlayStation. So that's the only reason for that. But like PlayStation should think about Play Anywhere themselves. I know that they won't ever interact with that or do that, but enact that. But it would be smart for them to do it. It would be damn smart for them to do it. But I don't know. I think Play Anywhere is genius as well. So it is just what it is. But I'm just thinking that maybe if this rumor is true from what Hip Hop Gamer is saying, and then from what I just read about Astrobot, I think, yeah, the exclusive era is dead. There'll only be a few that will remain, that will still be the staples of those consoles. But for everything else, they're for the streets. And I guess they will just be here. What's going on, Mitchie? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he said game exclusivity gave birth to Halo, Zelda, and God of War. Okay, no, I got you saying now. Yeah, no, you're right, but it's a different time now. Like, I mean, we could also say that people wouldn't dare. I mean, people bought, people had the Game Boy colors and the Game Boys and Game Boy Colors, but we got people that rather game on the go. Like there's people that want to take full on strong game experiences on the go with their Steam decks and and then like with the Rokus and then with the Switch and all that. Like it's a whole different time now. It's not the way of how we thought as gamers is totally different than how these kids or younger people, younger adults perceives gaming. Like I see myself sitting in a hotel playing? Absolutely. But I would be playing it on that TV. I would hook it up to the TV or you know what I'm saying, or have it or play it on my laptop or something, right? But there'll be people that will just be sitting wherever on a train, a bus, a plane, or whatever. And I mean, like, I'd rather sit back and listen to music if I'm on a plane. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just we're different. And so like I still have to have a screen in front of me to where I can sit there and enjoy my experience. That's a bigger screen, not a screen. You know what I'm saying? That's why I never undocked my Nintendo. I never undock it. I did it when, you know, the only time that it worked well, but it hurt my hands as well because hell, when we had that ice storm, I played the hell out of my Switch. You know, I played the hell out of I'm having problems today. That's what I tell you. I wore the hell out. The fighting game, the fighting game from Nintendo. I played the hell out of it. But again, that was the only time. Every other time I sat back and that was it. I just keep it docked. And there ain't no need for me to undock it because I'd rather play it on my screen. So play it on my TV. So I don't know. It's just different for me. And so that's why I'm like, if Xbox does do the handheld thing, which I think that they should, if there's a situation where that thing is docked, it's rarely going to get undocked. It's not like I'm going to take it somewhere with me like that and just play it. Like, because places where I like to go, if I'm going to go out to eat with my wife or go do something with family or hang out or something like that, my intention is not bringing my game with me like that. I'm just different like that. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's just different. The gaming era is just different for a lot of people, for a lot of younger people. No, it's not poking. It's not poking. Their biggest fighter, Smash Brothers. That's what it is. Smash Brothers, Ultimate Smash Brothers. I sit there. I played the hell out of that thing. I played the hell out of that. Let's see. Can't remain $60 even. It says can't remain 60 even dollars store. Ain't dollar store. Ain't a dollar anymore. No, you're right. I got you. Yeah. Well, everything has gone up, but then again, a lot of these companies are gouging the hell out of us. So that's another problem as well. So it is what it is, man. I don't know. Let me see. Is there anything else that's going on? Power World. I just seen this. So I've seen this from PTK Blam. He said with Elden Ring DLC popping off right now, kind of puts perspective of how insane the peak of Power World was. And he's like, he showed a peak of where it's at now. It's like it's only down like 4,000 people, but there's 2 million. There's over 2 million people right now that's playing Power World right now. And remember, this game is not on PlayStation or Nintendo. This game is only on Xbox and PC. That is nuts. That is nuts. And you know what I'm saying? And it's the Power World dedicated server. And you know, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. Power World is a monster. I would hope that Xbox would hold on to them. I would. And then you know, put it on everything. That's fine. But that was a win. That was a win. They thought that they had their win with PUBG. And I think it did pretty good in the beginning. I think it did pretty good at the beginning, and then it just kind of fell off. But Power World is just a different type of beast, man. That's very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. So yeah, for any of these stands that want to throw out anything that they want to show Halo or brag about their little numbers, all you do is just show Power World. They'll shut up after that. He said Power World is like one of those me games. He said it would be interesting to see if they can run reciprocate that, or kind of make another version of that game. Like I don't know if anybody could see. There's going to be a lot of copycats, but that's the thing. Like, is it going to work? And see, I'm sure. And see, I don't keep up with Minecraft because it's just not my type of game. But I'm sure when Minecraft first started popping off, I'm sure that there was plenty of games. I mean, I remember like Lego was over here trying to do something. I think they got their game. It's already out or it's coming out. And it looks impressive, but I mean, but Minecraft is its own monster. So Power World's going to be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it's not going to be anybody that's going to, is going to find that same type of magic like Power World is. I mean, because it's its own space. It's kind of like and I know that it's all different types of games, but it's not like that you can like Roblox. Like it's its own thing. Like it's got all these other games inside of it, and there might be people trying to duplicate it, replicate it, like you said. But I don't think that they can. I think that it's already in its own little lane. I am interested about. Okay, so The Sims has been out forever, but there's that Korean team that's out there working on a game that's like a more adult, more realistic looking Sims game. I would like to see how that game does, because their game looked really impressive for what it was, but I don't know, man. I don't know. He says you do. He says, what's crazy? We didn't even get Smash Brothers anime version. He said that would do crazy numbers. Oh, bro, it would be nuts. It would be nuts. Yeah, no. It would be nuts. They're having problems over there with Nintendo because the guy is not liking his replacements, or I can't say not liking, but he's not going to release that game until Nintendo has the right person that will succeed him, because he said it. Hey, this is my baby. I'm not going to release it until it's right, and because he's retiring, and so so him and his wife is done. So he's like, man, look. So if you want to start making more of those Smash Brothers, like, hey, I want to oversee who the person is, and so I don't know if we'll see anything Smash Brothers for a very, very long time, unless Nintendo brings out like kind of like what they did with Donkey Kong, which I thought that was cool. But again, I mean, I think that they'll do something like that, like maybe bring back Melee or some Smash Brothers Melee or something like that, enhance it or something like that. But just having a new Smash Brothers, woof. And then all the stuff that they talked about where all the things behind it. So that's why, like, if Xbox is really going to do a Smash Brothers type game, like all the stuff that they got to do. I mean, they got all the assets in the world to sit there and make a hot one. But but you've seen the stuff that's happening with the multiverse game. So I mean, and I don't know if it's picked back up Steam or not. I haven't played it. I downloaded it, and I've got to see if my stuff that I bought got transferred over. But if it didn't, then I'm going to uninstall it. I'm not going to play it because I just wasted money. But hopefully it didn't cheat me like that. But we'll see. I'll check it out. Matter of fact, after I get off here, I'll probably just boot that up, and then after that, I'll probably get on some Hogwarts Legacy. But yeah, we're almost done with this. I did a lot of rambling for an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm about to get the hell out of here. But yeah, man, let me look and see if there's anything else to be said before we get out of here. Let's see. You know what? I bought Atomic Heart, and I got to the first boss. No, not I got past that. I got past that. I was in the hotel, and then I got out and I met the old woman, and then I fought I guess that was the main first boss or whatever. And then I put it down. I need to go back and get that. It said somebody was asking about that. So how many people in the chat has played Atomic Heart of beating it? I've heard the game is cool. I just, it's in the backlog. This backlog is crazy. And so that's why I want to try to get through and try to knock out as many games like that. And I did not know that SMT Vengeance is out right now. I might need to get that. Damn. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Good deal. All right. Ain't no more for me doing no rambling. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I did enough. Let's Let's see anything that they're talking about. I see some slander about IGN, but that's something that I can say for later. And then I know that there's other podcasts that's going to be popping on here. So let me go ahead and get the heck out of here, man. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Oh my goodness. Hey, appreciate that, man. Hey, we're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have to link up. I mean, I had fight night last night, but I was playing Samurai Showdown, and then I played, well, at that point I was wasted. So I was trying to play Street Fighter, guy was getting cooked. But Street Fighter 6. But yeah, I will, you know what I'm saying, next Sunday I can play some Killer Instinct if you got some time, or if you just want to just run, you know, just hit me up, want to play some Killer Instinct. I need to keep working on my arbiter anyway. So yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. So thank you guys, man. We appreciate it as always. You know what I'm saying? Ham Solo, enjoy your time off. See you guys with Devin the Gamer. We're definitely going to do, I already sent a bad signal to Don. So tomorrow we'll be doing Devin the Gamer. And I don't know if I'll do a My Thoughts video or anything in that, but we'll definitely do Fight Night Thursday. And then I will definitely do, and we'll kill, we already talk about, Yobi, what we was going to play Thursday? I can't remember. Oh, whatever. But Friday, GRG will be back. So hope you guys have a good day. And remember, if you're old like me, man, just stay your ass at home, play games. I tell you, boy, I'm hurting over here, man. Ooh, I'm hurting. Everybody have a good one, man. See you guys later. Oh, yeah, I don't have that little outro that he does. So I'll just go ahead and just close it out. Peace.